Hello everyone. Before we begin, let us take our hands together in veneration. Our perfect teacher, the master, the guide to all humanity. He is the perfect one who born to this world, who found the perfect solution for the perfect maze that we all are trapped in. He is the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. How are you today? Good? Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to be honest? Be honest? Be like a child? And be open-minded? Yes, of course. These are the qualities that I always remind you. Why? Then, you're not in the ground to listen to this. You don't contemplate this. Ladies and gentlemen, in this talk series, what you have to do, you have to contemplate with your life experiences. Everything that we discuss here, you have to contemplate, you have to apply these concepts into your life experiences. In Australia, when we were traveling across Australia, so all our events we named as Mind Lab. So we always advertise it as Mind Lab event. That's a brand that we develop. What is that? Why Mind Lab? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are discussing about the mind. We are not discussing about something that physical world or physical world, the materials. No. We always talk about the mind. Who the scientist for the mind? The Buddha. Buddha is the scientist. Do you have a mind? Yes. Okay. Are you have a human mind? Of course. Okay. Then definitely you are eligible to understand the Buddha's Dhamma, Buddha's teachings. He is the perfect scientist who born to this world. So that's why I said that this is the Mind Lab. Mind Lab means you have to apply, always question, apply and reflect and comprehend these teachings in your life experiences. Then you can actually match with these things. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine you have a virtual table in front of you and me. Always think that there are two people exist in this room. Even for the online listeners, if you are watching with this another one, don't think that there are another one next to you. Always see, always think, always reflect as you and me only exist in this room. And there's a virtual table in front of us. What we are doing is, I'm putting my experiences and the way that I look at them right now, and I'm explaining you that I was the back like 5 years ago, 5 years ago, the way I looked at those experiences. Then you have to bring your experiences onto this virtual table and let's analyze them. That's the way to understand. That's the way to practice the path. That's the way to comprehend the Buddha's teachings. So this is the Mind Lab. In our universities, back then when I was studying, the lecturer comes and what he does? He explains the theory, right? Then what we do? We write down everything that he says. Especially girls, they are writing this, not us. We are sleeping. Isn't it? Usual, right? Most of the time, boys, what they do, they sleep. Even our listeners sometimes, right? I'm not allowing you to sleep. Yes, I'm not allowing you to sleep. So our listeners always tend to sleepy. Right? Then what I do? I say, happy birthday. Why? You are listening this Dhamma, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening something that you haven't heard. This will flip you upside down. This will change your life. That changed my life. That's why I can bravely say this. Why? This Dhamma is working. Because it's working. We are the living examples. Not only me. We have more than 700 people who are practicing this path and who yield something out of this. At this moment they are yielding. We have the answer for lust. We have the answer for anger, grief, fear, suffering that you experience. The Western world is suffering from mental stress, depression, addiction. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Come to us. We have the answer. You know, that's why Jesus said, come to me, those who are weary and burdened. We have the answer. I have the answer. I know what Jesus has meant. Like 2000 years ago. He found something. He was trying to explain this to the people who lived back then in that society. That's what I feel. I don't feel all these religions are different. I don't feel these religions are, we shouldn't segregate them. Okay, this is Islam, this is Christian. No, ladies and gentlemen, all these religions have sublime teachings. We have to surface them out. We have to surface them up and apply to our life experiences. That is our duty and that is our responsibility. If you are a good Buddhist, if you are a good Christian, if you are Islam, right? If you are listening to this, somehow, I don't know how you find this out. I hope that everybody will find this video. Why? That's the compassion I have. That's the compassion we all have. Why? We know this is the exit point. This is the only exit point from this trap. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to apply these teachings? Yes? Are you sleepy? No? Warm? Are you warm? Yes, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, last time I was discussing about what? Postman. Do you remember that? Oh, you forgot everything and you came here again. Did you apply? You know, we are doing an online talk series for the listeners, that people who follow this in every Friday, 7 p.m. at Australian Sydney time. So people are coming to that session. This is a Teams meeting that we do. In there, I asked them to practice this. What? Every day, take 2 incidents and apply them. See them as, change the perspective that you see that, right? You always see that he is blaming me. It's happening to me, right? That's what you feel. So I asked them to see this thing, right? The perspective. I asked them to see this thing in another way. What is that? See them as a postman, right? Whatever the people who associate, whatever your wife may be, your daughter, your son, right? Maybe your pet. Always see them as what? Postman. So what happened? They applied that and they came to me after 1 week and they said, yes, Bhante, we applied that and we found that it's very interesting. So it's working, ladies and gentlemen, because it worked for me. That's why I'm telling you. What we say is actually what we practice. You can see that, I can't take out my practice and show you, but this is how we practice. This is what happened to me, that this is what happened to all of the people that who resides in our monastery and who associate us. They practice this and they yield some fruits out of this. Right? This is the treatment for anger. This is something, a treatment for your grief. This is the treatment for grudge you feel against people. Right? Do you feel envy about some other people? Other envy? If somebody is performing better than you, how do you feel? Oh, the Cold Wars starts after that, right? Cold Wars. If somebody in your company or the office or in your university cohort, if somebody else is performing better than you, how do you feel? Do you want to help him? Oh no, sir, no. How can I help him? If I help him, then he will perform better than me again, like more. Then how can I catch him? Those days I can remember. In your cohort, right? But in the same age, the same batch, you have this envious feelings with the people, right? You associate, right? If somebody is always, let's say, this is my experience with our teacher, universities. Like if somebody is nodding his head when lecturer is giving a lecture, right? When somebody is nodding his head, yes, and when he might not actually understood, right? He pretends that he understand everything. When he says, when he do like that, then I feel, I didn't understand that. He understood. Ooh. Then he will get more marks. Then how can I secure my special degree? If she gets more marks, then how can I secure my special degree? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened to you. Do you remember like this? Of course, you feel envy. Why? Because you don't believe, you don't trust that what you give is what you get. If you know this, what you give is what you get, then what you will do? You will help him. If you know this principle, what you give is what you get. You will have the rest of the community to learn more. Even if the person that you are like let's say you are in a competition to secure something, that special degree or whatever, one person with another person. If you know this theory, what you give is what you get, right? You will definitely help him. But if you don't believe in what you give is what you get, what? Then you won't help him or her. Why? If I help him, then what will happen? He will score. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the secret to keep your life. At least if you don't understand this Dhamma, please understand this. You don't have to understand Lord Buddha's teaching to understand this. If you give happiness, you will get happiness. Love begets love. Compassion begets compassion. Happiness begets happiness. If you give goodness, you will receive goodness. The Buddha is telling this. Manapadai labate manapam. Aggasadata labate punaggam. Parasadata maralapi honti. Settan dado setta mupetitanam. Yoaggadai varadai settadai chayonaro. Dhegayu yasava hoti tatta tattu papajjati. Buddha is saying that if you give what you like, you will receive what you like. Remember this. This is a very, very subtle thing that you have to understand. If you give what you like, what you love, do you give what you love or you give something that you don't want? What do you think? Those days I still remember. My mom is asking, Puta, do you like to give this to your sister? Uh, yes, of course, because I don't need it. Do you have this kind of examples in your life? Of course, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't love, if you don't want that, then you're happy to give. And you know that when you give that, see, I'm giving that, see, everybody, you're like hypocrites, announcing everywhere. What? Jesus is telling this. If don't let right hand knows what left hand does. Don't let left hand knows what right hand does. Ladies and gentlemen, but in our case, what we do, we give something that we don't want. If you really want something, right? Let's say you are really love. Those days, I remember the eraser. Did I tell this story about eraser in this talk? No, right? Okay, I'll explain this later. Those days we had the apple eraser, the shape like apple, and then we got the 20 rupees. I can remember that 10 rupees or 20 rupees. That white color, the professional erasers. So then I was telling my mom, mom, that is very good eraser. The apple eraser is not actually erasing properly. So please, can you give me that? Can you give some 20 rupees to buy that? Something like that. So when you get that, so when I got that, I feel very happy about that because now I have a 20 rupees eraser. So right now, will I be in a mindset, right, in that kind of situation? Put you into that kind of situation, right? Now reflect. This is applying your Dhamma, right? Will you be able to lend? Will you be able to give this to somebody who loves? This is something that you actually was looking for ages and you received that, right, at that moment. Then, would you give it to somebody? Of course, no, ladies and gentlemen. We call it bedagena neme, badagena kan. Don't give. Embrace it. Don't give it. You have to eat alone. Those days when with my sister, we always fight each other. Why? I don't want to give her my portion, right? Father gave to me, so this is what I deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, if you understand this, you will help the rest. You will sacrifice your life towards the betterment of the whole humanity. If you understand this core concept, this basic concept, Kammasakata Sammaditi that I mentioned last time, right? If you understand this will help you to find more true meaning, right, with your life. If you want to build a better place, heal the world for a better place, for you and for me and for entire human race, what you have to do? I was recording a Michael Jackson song. Do you remember that? Do you know that? Heal the world for a better place, for you and for me and for entire human race. If you want to heal the world, you have to have the utmost compassion towards the rest of the world. If you want to heal the world, right? You want to heal yourself, you want to heal the world, right? Then what you have to do? Give what you love. There's a nice quote in Taoism. Whoever gives, it says like this: whoever takes fills the palm. Whoever gives, whoever takes fills the palm. Who gives fills the heart. If you want to fill the hearts, start giving. Actually, not giving up. There are two things, ladies and gentlemen. Give, not give. Give up. Give up means try to give something you love, and you don't have to see whether he's using or not. No. Just give up. Hello? You're here. I just check whether people are awake or not. And it says, I was explaining about that stanza, Manapadai labate manapang, aggasadata labate punaggang. If you give something greatest to you, if something greatest to you, right? If you feel that is the greatest thing in this world, if you give that, then you will be in the presence of the greatest people. You will receive the greatestness. If you're ready to let go something that you receive, something that you have seen, that you have expecting for ages, if you're ready to let go of these things, then what will happen? You will receive them. If you're ready to give the greatest thing in this world, settan dado settam upetitanam. What is the greatest thing in this world? What do you think? Diamond? Gold? Mars? Entire planet system? Neptune, Pluto, including Sun? No? I have a lovely audience. I mean, most of the people in this world, what is the greatest thing? Money. For us, no money, no honey, right? No, we don't have honey. We are not saying like that. What? No money, no honey. We say no money, more honey. No more money, but we have more honey. What is honey? The happiness, and not the pleasure that you guys enjoy day-to-day life. I'm not insulting you. We are in a different path. You and me, what's the difference? What is the difference between you and me? Not the robe, not the bald head. The only difference is what? The attitude towards the happiness. I have a separate attitudes and you have a separate attitudes. That two attitudes. You are seeking pleasure. I'm seeking happiness. I'm not seeking happiness. I stopped seeking happiness. I stopped seeking pleasure. Then I found the happiness. So I was talking about that. Settan dado settam upetitanam. Then he says, Yoaggadai settadai, Yoaggadai settadai jayo naro, Dika yosava honti, tatta tattu papajati. What does that mean? He says that if you can give this greatest things, if you can give whatever that you love, then you will receive more lifetime. At the same time, you will be blessed. You will find the happiness, the eternal happiness that you have been seeking throughout your life. Ladies and gentlemen, that is very true. If you want to receive this Dhamma, if you want to understand this Dhamma, let's start giving. Not what you have. I'm not asking give up everything that you have. Start practice a little bit. Give up. We'll explain more deeper concepts in next a couple of talks. That this is not something that I told you, right? I can't finish this. I can't say whole thing within 30 or 20 minutes and say, okay, done, I'm bye, see you. No. This is practice. This is step-by-step process. So what is the topic that we are discussing? Detox. What is the meaning? Detox your mind means we are cleansing your mind. It takes time. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, so I ask you to practice what? Two things. One thing, what is that? Always think that what you receive, what the people that you interact as postmans, right? They bring what you deserve. There's another analogy for this. It's very interesting. You know baboon monkeys, right? Right? These are our ancestors. Okay, to be honest with you, right? Truth be told, right? Even though Darwin said that these are our ancestors, so we have another explanation. In order to understand that, you have to wait. So I'm giving, this is teasers. Advertisements for upcoming, coming up. What you say next, coming next. Coming soon, yes. Teaser trailers. Imagine a baboon or monkey, right? When he go in front of a mirror, what he will feel? He feel what? There's another stranger like me, right? He's looking at me. What? Now he start fighting with him. Right? You know that birds always come and knock to the windows. Have you experienced this? You know how they feel? They feel that another one is hitting themselves, right? That's what they feel. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you go in front of a mirror, right? If you see some, let's say, when you smile in front of a mirror, you see that, if you smile in front of a mirror, and if you see that there's something in your teeth, right, in between your the tooth, right? If you have something there, so are you scratching the mirror? Then what you do? You scratch yourself, right? The mirror is showing what you have given, isn't it? What is here, right? Right? If your hair is not in a nice and order, prim and proper, then what you do? Are you combing hair in the mirror? If you do, ladies and gentlemen, that is called insanity, isn't it? Of course. If you want to change that, where do you change it? Mirror or here? Here. What does that mean? Every moment when you receive something, if you feel that is not good, then from where do you want to change? From where do you have to change? From inside. This is what you have given that you receive. Then you have to understand, okay, now I have to change myself. This is what I have done. This is what I am receiving. I have to change myself. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a nice explanation. In Aboriginal culture in Australia, when they throw the boomerang, if you don't want to come back to the same position, to the boomerang to them, then what do they have to do? Change the position. They don't change the boomerang. They change what? The position. This is what you have, what you can change. So, ladies and gentlemen, reflect on this. Whatever that you have done is coming back to you. This moment is actually a moment that is being created because of the past events. Future is today. Future is today, isn't it? Today. That's the meaning, right? Today is creating, this moment is creating the causes for the next moment. This is causality. We'll talk about these things in future. But you have to understand this. Whatever that you have given is coming back to you. Whatever that you have spread is coming back to you. Remember these quotes for your life. Love begets love. Smile begets smile. Happiness begets happiness. If you give happiness, you will receive happiness. If you give sadness, you will receive sadness. If you give goodness, you will receive goodness. Nothing else. Do you understand this? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, continue practicing what? That what we have asked you. What? Always see them as the postman. If you want to change something, change yourself, not themselves. You can't change the rest. So this is, I'm upgrading that concept that you have practiced. You have been practicing this 1 week, last week. I'm upgrading that. What? If you want to change that, change yourself. Don't try to change the person that you bring. Because you can't change that one. What you can do, change yourself. Remember the mirror. If you want to arrange it, you don't brush the teeth in the mirror, right? You brush your teeth. Come on. I mean, think about your life. You always point your finger towards the outside, right? You always try to change the nature, change the people who in front of you, right? I mean, don't you have this experience? You always try to change the people in the outside, right? No, ladies and gentlemen, you can't change them. But you can help them. I'm not asking that don't give any advice to them. I'm not saying like that. This is something else. For your happiness, for your satisfaction, for your contentment, don't try to change them. Change yourself. I mean, let's change this camera towards you. Now your camera was looking at outside. Let's change this camera towards you to check what's going on here. This is what we call inner reflection. You reflect about yourself. And we call self-reflection. This is the true self-reflection. Are you ready to do that? Self-reflection. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, when you come along with us, this path, one day you will realize what we have discussed now is actually has more deeper, profound meanings. Why? Actually, ladies and gentlemen, even though we feel that we interact each other, but we haven't interacted each other. What we have done is, we have always seen our reflection. When you go in front of a mirror, right? Who is there in front of you? It's somebody else or it's you? It's you. Every day when you're meeting people, always what you're doing is like you're going in front of a mirror. The person who next to you is bringing that you deserve. I'm keep telling this. Why? This is you have to practice. This is you have to start practicing. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much time. Why? I don't know when I do the next video whether you will be there. Start this journey. Let's start this. Are you ready to start? You already started. If you don't start it, if you haven't started yet, start today. We don't blame for fast, right? We live in the present moment. We always clean the present moment. We reflect and we comprehend and we understand the present moment. That is what we call bhikkhu. Okay? So until we meet next time again, start practicing this. Always try to change yourself, not everybody else. I'm always telling this, I'm not telling that you don't apply this within your family, yeah? Did they say like that? No. The first thing that you can apply within your family, ladies and gentlemen. In Islam it says, charity begins charity begins at home. Charity doesn't begin at the community. Charity begins at home. You have to start applying these concepts with your life, with your loved ones. Start this. Right? Okay. If you have any questions regarding what we have discussed today, please feel free to put them in the comment section. We'll answer them accordingly. And until we meet next time again, please reflect these talks, replay this again and again and understand this. Always, ladies and gentlemen, what we are doing is contemplating. All throughout these talks, what we are doing is contemplating. So try to contemplate. Apply these things with your life experiences. Right? May the Noble Triple Gem bless you all.